and I felt powerful, and I felt confident, and I felt love because I reprogrammed my mind. I changed my self-image. I created my own confidence. I created my own self-esteem. I created my own value. And I became the only voice that validated my value. You're trapped in a box 24 hours. You take showers in that box. You piss shit in that box. You sleep in that box. All your food is brung to you in that box. You had people losing their fucking minds. It was literally like a concentration camp. A lot of brothers lost their minds, lost their lives, lost their spirits in that fucking concentration camp. Talk to my younger self and say, you're special, you're beautiful, you're powerful, you're loved, I love you. And I grabbed my younger self. I grabbed my 5-year-old self and I hugged my 5-year-old self. I felt that little boy hiding under the bed, scared because it's nighttime, it's dark. The babysitter left me in this abandoned apartment. I don't know who's coming in here, so I just want to hide. And the only thing that feels safe is under the bed. So I'm going under the bed. I'm like this. I'm trying to hide because the room is dark. The apartment is cold. I'm hearing sounds, and I'm like, I'm scared. I'm scared out of my mind. And I came back to that young boy, and I lifted the mattress up. I turned the lights on, and I picked him up, and I said, "You safe. It's okay. You strong. I love you. Come here, man." And I hugged him. I took that young boy out of that room in the projects, sitting there alone, left, starving, crying, screaming, locked in a room. Oh God, I want to eat. And I opened the door and I said, "Give me your hand. Come on, walk with me. Walk with me." I put those voices in my head as a child. And then when I got back in the time machine and I got back to my adult self, and then when I was faced with adversity, guess whose voice I heard in my head? My own. Yeah. And I felt powerful, and I felt powerful, and I felt confident, and I felt love because I reprogrammed my mind. I changed my self-image. I created my own confidence. I created my own self-esteem. I created my own value. And I became the only voice that validated my value. And any other voice other than mine, I didn't acknowledge or accept.
Damn. That's powerful, man. Can you tell us, because I know some people that follows me don't know your awful history as a child, because they, I'm just talking about what you're doing now, but what happened when you grew up? Can you share that?
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. No support from my mother. Sometimes I wish I would have came from a different pussy, C-section. Even in birth, she didn't push me. Even in birth, she didn't push me. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless. Every other week, you got a new man in the house. You got the nerve to point to him like he the man of the house. And they all wanted me to call him dad. They all wanted me to call him dad. I grew up confused. I got beat until I was black and blue. And you wonder why I'm in school acting a fool, cutting class, picking fights, couldn't follow the rules. Free lunch won't cut it. I'm still hungry. I need food. Hooked up with Daryl, selling weed now, mama. I'm making moves. Yeah, mama, I'm making moves. You put a pants warming out. Left me in the system. Plus, you ain't called back. Dang, love, what you call that? If you ain't want a son, mama, shit. You should have left me in that ball sack. Two sides to the story, but I ain't having it. Too many demons inside I got to battle with. Fuck whoever trying to play devil's advocate. Y'all don't understand how real this is? I was just a kid, 5, had to look my mama in the eyes, half sleep, half high, and you wonder why I'm outside smoking weed, pistol in my pocket, throwing up gang signs? You a junkie, mama. How you going to demand respect? I guess you beat me because I look like the man that left. I spit an image of my daddy, huh? That's why you slapped me? Can't nothing please you. You ain't never happy. Straight A's on report cards, getting ripped. Christmas, birthdays, I ain't get shit. Every man I see you with call you bitch. This is what I deal with. Yeah, this is what I deal with. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. It feels like God cursed me and my brothers because all I do is suffer. And the pain came from my mother. A rose won't grow from this concrete. The roots getting pulled out, petals getting stepped on. You came home high, beat me half to death. You said that I slept wrong, but it's bloody tampons, empty bottles of liquor, cracked valves on the same bed I slept on. How the fuck could I sleep wrong? You got me laying on a bed I could barely even sleep on. Bottles on the floor, roaches on the wall. I'm looking at the sky like, God, I deserve more. God gave me this talent. All I wanted was love. My father wanted to fuck. My mother thought it was love. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. So that was, you know what I mean? Like that was the meat and potatoes of you know, my life
Mm-hmm.
early on.
So I hear you talk about this, was it Southport box? I had to check that out. I kept thought you were saying South Paul, but I realized what it was. The South,
Yeah.
that was at Rikers, right?
No,
No, I don't know what is.
that's prison, man. Southport box is the whole. Rikers Island is like county jail. That's like that. Rikers
Okay,
Island ain't, you know what I mean? You know?
okay. I
Yeah.
thought they was connected, but okay.
No, not at all.
So they don't have that anymore, right? I heard you say that.
Yeah, they closed it down. They closed it down because at the end of the day, what was happening was, you know, there was a lot of murders, there was a lot of suicides. Police was literally killing inmates in Southport box. So when you get into a fight in prison, you get what they say, you get an infraction, you get a ticket, right? And the disciplinary action is to put you on keep lock. So you go to the hole. They call it the hole, which is solitary confinement. Solitary confinement, where you're locked down for 24 hours. And if you cut somebody, then now you have long-term keep lock, which is a year, 2 years, right? So mind you, you're trapped in a box for 24 hours. You take showers in that box, you piss shit in that box, you sleep in that box, all your food is brung to you in that box. You have people losing their fucking minds, going crazy, and you know, under those conditions. It was literally like a concentration camp. And you know, a lot of brothers lost their minds, lost their lives, lost their spirits in that fucking in that fucking concentration camp. And it's so fucked up that we don't even realize, man, you know, I'm so pissed off. Just man, sorry, man. Man, it's wow. It just really, you know, I just came to that was a fucking concentration camp, man.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh
Yeah.
my God, right? Like, you know, and these so-called phony ass Jews talk about what they went through, man. We still going through it. They just closed the concentration camps that we had. And this doesn't even get any type of a coverage. This is not even talked about how many dead bodies were buried under the box. How many dead bodies were buried behind the jail? How many people thought their loved ones were being transferred from jail to jail to jail when they really just was dead in the ground?
Oh wow.
Like what? Crazy
Wow.
shit. You know, like it's just so when people sometimes hear me speak, they don't understand where I'm coming from because
Yeah.
they haven't been where I've been to come from
Right.
where I came from.
Right.
To understand, like, yo, this shit is, we got a real enemy, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is an enemy, man. This is an enemy. There's no, I'm not here to be apologetic about surviving the Holocaust. I'm not here to be apologetic about surviving genocide. I'm not here to be apologetic to stand here as a survivor of mental enslavement. I'm not here to be apologetic. And I'm not here to sympathize or empathize with anybody who thinks I should not speak on overcoming what I overcame and having the self-realization that I am a God.
You met God in that box. Is that where you really found God?
I wouldn't say no, no, brother, no, brother,
Okay.
no, no, brother. But I would say that I gave up in that box. I would say there was a snapping of my mental durability that happened in that box. I would say that I accepted the deal from the devil in that box. I said, "Fuck it, I give up. When I get out of here, I'm gonna kill me somebody. I'm gonna stab me somebody. It's it. I gave up. I gave up on trying to find the light, and I immersed myself in darkness. And God told the devil, "You cannot have this one." God told the devil, "You cannot have this one." And God allowed me to be in the room when he was having a conversation with the devil about my soul. And that was the turning point for me, for my life in Southport Box, in that concentration camp.
Wow. So when you came out of there, you came out, I heard you say you had a plan.
But listen, but hold on. See, you got to be mindful, my brother. You got to be careful with your tonality, because your tonality is desensitized. And we have to empathize with our brothers. I just told you that I was in a concentration camp.
Right.
You trying to get to the next question too fast, my brother. See?
Yeah.
See, and that's the danger of being desensitized. This is why we're conditioned not to have empathy. See?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand a concentration camp?
Yeah, definitely.
Like what? No, man. No, man. No, man. See, it's very important for the viewers to understand what's a concentration camp. Hold on.
I'm going blank on this book I read about, I think it's Man's Search for Meaning. And he was caught up in a concentration camp, and to a point where they stripped him down to everything. And he was in the cold with no clothes. Two of his partners died because they didn't believe they could get out. He kept his mental game. He kept his mental game going, and just, feeding it to himself during that whole time. But, it's freezing cold. He had no clothes on. They stripped him down to nothing. But I know the book is called Man's Search for Meaning.
And that's what they do. And that's what they do. And that's what they did in the box.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did in the box. That's what they did. Okay. If you looked at, if you seen an image of like Holocaust survivors, so-called,
Mm-hmm.
right? You seen them really skinny, right?
Yeah.
People in the box look the same way. It wasn't feeding us in the box, man.
Quickly, I want to talk to you guys about a foundation called Viva Se Amina. This foundation is dedicated to improving the mental health of eliminating the stress and anxiety that happens when athletes transfer to meaningful career opportunities after they complete their time in sports. The foundation believes in empowering these athletes to drive beyond the field, court, or arena. Because that transition can be overwhelming sometimes as they navigate the shift from, having a spotlight as an athlete to uncertainties of post-retirement life. So your support is very instrumental. Check us out. Every donation is directly impacts these individuals. So go to this link and check it out. Thank you.
Wow.
Nah, man, it's crazy. And it's just crazy. It's crazy what the government did to us and still is doing to us. And we just accept it, and it's like just so matter of fact. Oh yeah, man, using a concentration camp, right? Okay, well, yeah. Tell us about the next what? Bruh.
You're right, desensitized. You're right, but music does that too.
Nah, homie, man, and I don't subscribe to that.
Right.
I was in a concentration camp, bro.
Right.
My mother left me, bro. I don't. This is why I'm building a school. This is why I'm building institutions. This is why I'm teaching our people how to have empathy. We don't feel no
Yeah.
nothing. It's too next question-ish for me.
Right.
Brother, you got to take a moment. You got to take a moment to understand what I'm saying and understand how powerful this conversation that we're having is.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to work on it. You got to train yourself. So again, part of my journey was understanding, right? Meditation, understanding psychology. I had to become an empath. I had to start feeling the pain that my brothers was going through and really internalizing that. And
Mm-hmm.
if right now, who's in your family right now? Name 3 people in your family.
My sister, my mother, and my uncle.
So now look, if your sister was raped by 5 white men and your mother they made your mother watch and then cut your mother head off and place your mother head in your uncle's arms while he was hanging from a fucking tree and gorilla glued your mother head to his arms while he was dead hanging from a tree, how would you feel? How would you feel?
Yeah.
How would you feel?
Awful, you know.
Would you want to have a conversation about
Oh,
Coca-Cola
no,
and fucking ramen noodle soup?
No. It's time to kill somebody. It's no, you don't do that.
When you see that happen to your brother, you don't have the same energy. When you hear that happening to your brother, you don't have the same energy because you've been conditioned not to have the same energy, and they have the same energy. It's a collective emotion. You see?
Yeah.
It's not a divided emotion. It's a collective emotion. Now, if every black man felt how you would feel if that happened, how long would it take us to get in power?
Right.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
So desensitizing, what's the process?
So listen, we don't own the institutions that can distribute the content that can create that emotion. We consume content distributed from institutions controlled by white power structure groups that create the emotion of laziness, being lackadaisical, procrastination, docile, niggas. Okay? And the key to going from being desensitized is meditation, conversations like this, studying, sitting with the information of what our people have went through due to oppression, and really looking at it and saying like, damn, brother, I feel you. I feel that's my brother over there, man. That's my brother. Understanding that is your brother. That is your sister. And when you understand that is your brother, then you're going to feel his pain. When you understand that that's your brother, you're going to be patient and have empathy for your brother. When you understand that's your sister, then you're going to have patience and empathy for your sister. Differently than you would if you just feel like, oh yeah, that bitch over there or that nigga over there, yeah. Fuck. That was fucked up, man, but goddamn, fuck him.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about the box, though. Were you allowed to read in the box? Did they, were you next? Like it was somebody right next to you that you could talk with, or is you just?
We had to. We had, yeah, of course. I mean, because it's cell. It's a bunch of box. It's what's called the box, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's in a box, next to a box, on top of a box, under a box, over a box. We're like circles.
Like the small projects or something, like unit projects.
No. We're like circles in a Connect 4 wall. You ever seen Connect 4?
No.
You never seen Connect 4, man?
No. What is that? That's a movie?
Stop it, man. Come on, man.
I'm writing it down.
Sleep, brother. Pay attention, man.
I'm not woke.
Nah. You sleep. Wake your ass up.
Connect 4. Okay.
You never seen Connect 4?
I haven't, bro. Oh, yeah. I've seen that. Yeah, okay. You talking about
That's how they built the box.
Oh, okay. I got you. I know that's what it was called. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we like
Yeah.
circles. We like circles in a Connect Four wall.
Okay.
Everybody's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talking through the walls, and then you know, then you got people that come in to clean the box, and that's how we get the books in. Because the people that's cleaning the box, they sneak in the books. They can slide us a book or whatever. You know what I mean?
So you're not supposed to have a book.
I mean, they give us a book. They allow us books once a week, but the books that the selection of the books ain't is nothing.
Yeah.
Once we start living in our truth of actually being gods and goddesses, there's a lot of conditioned black people who've been conditioned that Jesus is their God and the white man is their God. And even so, I'm just trying to find this exact thing for a second. Hold on.
Okay. I remember the mind over matter part with the white guy was sitting behind you. What was that point? Why was he sitting there the whole time?
Nah, I wanted to show that. I told him to do it that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I really didn't get that one. I'm like, he's sitting back there like, what the?
Yeah. They need that. It's medicine.
Oh, you wanted him there like that?
Of course. Absolutely. I think it's John 10, John 10:34, Psalms 82, John 10:34-36. Is it not written in your law? I said ye are gods. It's a couple things in the Bible. Psalm 82:6 and John 10:34. I said you are gods. You are all sons of the Most High. But you will die like mere mortals. You will fall like every other ruler. So so what Jesus did was give a self-realization, but also a warning.